So one of the libraries we'll be using for I2C is called the wire library. So let's go ahead and go to the reference section and find out more about it. So I'm in reference, libraries, I'll scroll on down and I'm looking for wire. There it is. So wire, so if I read the little blurb at the top, this library allows me to communicate with I2C. Perfect, that's exactly what I want to do. And then if I look at my board, we're using the Uno, or an Uno clone. So SDA is on pin 4, A4, and SCL is on pin A5. That's perfect. And then one last important tidbit, the wire library uses 7-bit addresses. So we'll see that later when we're looking at data sheets. So the first function we're going to need to use is this thing called begin. So we'll just do wire.begin, and it initializes the wire library. And if we don't put in any parameters, we're joining the I2C bus as a master, which is exactly what we want to do. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and look at let's go ahead and look at begin transmission first. So as we see, it begins a transmission to an I2C slave device with the given address, and then it's going to queue. So after we do that, it's going to queue bytes using the write function, and then transmit them using the end transmission. So just the parameter for this one is the 7-bit address of the device we want to transmit to. So let's go ahead and look at write. So write writes data from a slave device in response to a request from a master. So we're not doing that because we're not a slave, but we're going to queue bytes for transmission to a slave device. And so here we can write a value, a string. So we'll just do value or strings. Then a value is the single byte we're going to send. And that's all we really need to know for that. Let's go back. So now we can go to end transmission. So end transmission, just transmit the bytes that were queued by using the write function. So we begin transmission, we write, and then we end transmission. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at request from. So this is used by the master to request bytes from a slave device. So that's perfect. So the function looks like wire.requestFrom, and then we need to give it an address and a quantity. So address is a 7-bit address of the device we want to request from, and the quantity are the number of bytes we want to receive. So wire.available returns the number of bytes available for retrieval with the read function. So we can do this after we request from, and it returns the number of bytes available for reading. Perfect. So let's go ahead and look at read. So this reads the byte that was transmitted from a slave device to a master after we requested it. And it's just going to return the next byte received. So if we requested multiple bytes from the request from, we need to do multiple reads. So that's the wire library. Let's go ahead and take a look at the sensor stick and get ready to use it.